The number one skill that will set you free, even if you've never been in business before, or some of you may be just starting out in business. What I mean by free is being time free, not needing to slave away in a job all day long. And the second thing is being money free, financially free. Right? That's why a lot of people, they always ask me, they say, Eric, how is it that you get to travel the world? You get to live in a beautiful house, you have your own yacht, you have your own beautiful car, you have all this type of stuff going on. You've got a whole team doing all this work with you and traveling with you. How does it all work? Well, actually, it's very simple, because a lot of people say, you know, business is this, business is that. You need to get good at this, get good at that, get good at, you know, grabbing leads and visibility and all this type of stuff. But in actual fact, it's down to one key skill. Because if you really think about it, in reality, I couldn't really do all the parts in business. I can't be going out there hunting for the products and services. I can't be going out there doing all the marketing. I can't be doing like everything, right? All the automation part, the email sequencing part, the systemization part, the leadership part, all of that, and be able to actually travel the world and set myself free. So it's all down to one thing, and I'm going to cover this one thing in this video for you and break it all down for you. But before we get into it, show reel. Hit it.
People have today isn't that they're struggling, isn't that they can't get out of their shit. It's because the shit that they're in isn't big enough. And why I say that is because if that shit was big enough right now, if the people had a gun pointed to their head, they would actually get their ass moving. Always understand that emotions is what leads to motion. It's energy in motion. So if your emotional drive is not strong enough, you're not going to do anything to get out of it.
What's up guys, this is Eric here, international speaker, entrepreneur and best-selling author. And in this video, I'm going to break down for you, over the years, what I found to be the number one skill. If you learn this thing, it will change your life. Why? Because I see the greatest leaders in the world, the greatest entrepreneurs in this world, they all have one thing in common, right? The biggest influencers in this world, they all have one thing in common. And that thing is the ability to sell. Now, some of you may be thinking, and I want you to understand sales first of all, because I know when it comes to sales, some people are like, oh, I don't like sales, or I'm not a salesperson. But then if you really think about it this way, okay? How many of you are actually in sales, right? Think about that while you're on this video. So I'm sure some of you will think, well, I'm not in sales. But in actual fact, we are all in sales. Sales is not just a skill for entrepreneurs that will set them free. Sales is a skill for everybody, no matter what you're doing, because actually we are all in sales, every single one of you. Every single day we are selling. Whether we like it or not, we're selling ourselves in a job interview. We're selling ourselves to somebody we maybe like the look of, right? So we're attracted by this person. We sell ourselves in a certain way, right? We sell when we watch a new movie and then we recommend it to our friend. We're selling. At every moment, we are selling. So the thing is this, if we get good at selling, we find that life gets so much easier, because think about it. Even in a job interview, you want to get a higher salary, you need to know how to sell yourself by you knowing all the skills. But if you don't know how to sell yourself, right, you can't get the job. And another thing as well, in a business, you can have the best product in the world, you can have the best service. I'm looking around for a product, can't find one. Let's say a mouse, okay? You have the best product in the world, but you don't know how to sell it to other people, then you can't get this product to other people. Right? And I want you to understand one thing. Those of you who are used to my videos, type this below. Those of you not used to my videos, new to it, then we always type our learnings below. That's to reaffirm the learning. So what I want you to type below now is selling is serving. Selling is serving. What does this mean? It's the most crucial skill in life, not just as an entrepreneur. Because if you have something so valuable, think about it. If you had some miracle water, let's say, right? And this miracle water is something that can save somebody's life. And then there's somebody dying there. And you're trying to get this water to somebody else. And you say, drink it, it's gonna save your life. And then they're like, no, I'm not gonna drink it. I don't know what that water is. What do you need to do to serve? The only way to get this water to save other people's life is to actually get them to drink it. So we need to sell the benefits. We need to sell why they need to do it. We need to sell if they don't do it, what will happen. So we start using a whole structure subconsciously to sell this product to somebody else. And when we do, and we get that final transaction, that exchange, what happens is we're able to serve the other person. Think about it. You can have the best skills in the world. You have the best product, you have the best service in the world. But if you don't know how to sell it to other people, then you don't know how to serve other people. You don't know how to give opportunities to other people. Now I want you to think of another thing. In business, the biggest reason to why most businesses fail, and most people, even just startups, right? They go into business and they fail, is because they don't know how to sell their products. They like designing it, they make the logo look pretty, they make the website, it looks great, but they don't know how to sell it. And if you don't know how to sell it, you've got no income. You got no income, you got no business. So bottom line, you need to learn how to sell. Now, I want to go on the other side of the spectrum. When it comes to business, think about this. When it comes to business, most people in business, first of all, they don't succeed. So you got like 90% who fail in the first 5 years. This is what the stats show. So it means 90% of people, they go into business, rinse all their money out, their hard-earned savings, and then lose it all within the first 5 years. Now, what happens to remain the 10%? Everybody always says, I want to be part of the top 10%, Eric. But if you really think about the top 10%, they're not really winning. And why I say that is because the top 10% are not dead yet. Right? Think of it that way. Because the 10%, usually, they're just barely surviving. And what do I mean by that? If you think about it, they're surviving because most people, how many of you know of a business owner that is stuck in their business day in, day out? They can't get out of their business, right? So why is that so? It's because there's two things they're missing in business. If you have a business and you're stuck in it, it's going to be these two things. Number one, you don't have the systems and the processes in place, the automation in place, right, for the business to actually run without you being there. And the second thing is about leadership. And I want you to understand in business this simple principle, because if you understand it, then you will be able to start multiple businesses and still set yourself free. Because people say to me, they say, Eric, how are you in the fashion business? You're in the food business, you're in the import-export business, you're in the product business, you're in the service business. How do you do all of this stuff? And you travel the world speaking on these big stages. How do you have time to manage it all? Because you need to understand a very simple concept. And I want you to type this below. People run your systems, and systems run your business. Okay? People run your systems, and systems run your business. What does this mean? It means that in a business, even if you systemize it, it doesn't mean that, oh, it's hands off deck, don't need to do anything for the rest of my life. You still need to do something. And the thing you need to do is you need to run your people. Your people will run your systems. Right? And so when you run your people, what is the key in leadership or management? Well, let me tell you what the biggest problem is. The biggest problem is when they're not motivated. That's why a lot of people, when they have a business, they're always like, oh, I can't rely on them to run my business for me. I need to be there all the time. Well, then you're stuck. Think about how crazy that is, because you wanted to get up the 9 till 5 just because you wanted to start a business so that you could be financially free and time free. You have freedom to do what you want when you want. And then what happens is you get into it, and the realization is that, in fact, you don't work 9 till 5 anymore because you work 9 till around the clock. And you're thinking, what happened? And the biggest reason behind that is because most people, they don't know how to keep their people motivated. What does that mean? Sell the motivation. That's why I always say, bottom line, the key is sales. In whatever you do, you need to know how to sell the motivation to people, sell the vision to people. If you think of the greatest leaders out there, presidents, they sell the vision. That's why everybody buys into it, or at least they try to get everybody to buy into it, right? But by getting thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people to buy into your message, right? Even right now, while educating you, the only way I can educate you well is to know how to sell this message to you. And if I know how to sell it well, then you're like, you get it. Now you can benefit from it. But if I don't know how to sell it well, I can't help you. So understand this one principle is that selling is everything, and sales is the number one skill for any entrepreneur or any non-entrepreneur, meaning every single one of you who's watching this video. What does this mean to you? Get good at selling. Learn how to sell. I just want to give you 2 quick tips before we finish this video. People buy on 2 main things. Number 1 is emotions. Number 2 is logic. You need to know how to sell the idea using emotions, because emotions is energy in motion, meaning it gets people to take the action. Logic seals the deal, right? If you guys actually want to learn more on how to actually sell products, sell services, sell your message well, then just comment below, let me know. And if that's the case, then I'll make a separate video breaking it all down for you guys. But anyway, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, if it's been any use, or if it's enlightened you just a little bit, please do hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, and also comment below. Let us know where you guys have tuned in from. And finally, if you're new to this channel, remember to hit that subscribe button and the notifications button next to it, because this year, I'm dedicated to making daily videos to hold you accountable to make 2018 your best year yet. But for now, guys, ciao.